Hey, it's me, Jimmy D, and welcome to our episode 5 review of Batwoman. And I have to say, this was one of the most interesting episodes of the season so far. I'm here with Cody. And Cody, what were your overall thoughts of the episode?
I agree. This was one of the most interesting episodes. I wouldn't say it's the most interesting. Uh, I wouldn't say it's the best either.
Mm-hmm.
But Alice's backstory, the more it went on, the more I actually seemed to actually enjoy it.
Yeah, at first, it really wasn't, it didn't grab me, and I was just like, okay. And we kind of were talking as the show was going on. As the show went on, we were like, okay, the further we get into Alice's backstory,
I just don't care.
I don't care. But there was that twist at the diner to where she drugs Kate. That's kind of the turning point of that train of thought, because as soon as Kate was locked in the basement and we were learning more and more of actually what happened, it got so much better.
I think Alice's backstory at least best describes how the show is going to portray her going into the future,
Mm-hmm.
because we were talking about this while we were watching it and during commercial. The more and more they have gone into Alice as a whole, the
Mm-hmm.
more and more you realize just how much you don't care about her. Because I get what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to make her, at least for this season, like their version of Bruce's Joker.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is, well, there's a lot of problems with that. But the main problem with that is that the more and more they explain, the more and more she doesn't seem all that interesting. She just seems like a traditional crazy person
Yeah.
who just
The
happens to have a family tie to the main character.
Yeah, the Joker, I mean, he did one or two things that pushed him to being the Joker, but then he was just the Joker from there on. He didn't look back. And that's sort of all we're getting from Alice is constant looking back. Um, we're not getting any
I mean,
forward momentum until I think the end of the episode kind of pushed. Okay, now we're starting to go a little bit forward. But it's
what makes the Joker, I think, such a great character and why people love him is, yes, he's crazy, he's psychotic, but he also has this charisma, he has this charm, he has this
mhm.
kind of showmanship to him.
I mean, just look at the Joker movie. Like,
Yeah, he has this kind of pageantry to him, so you can't help but fall in love with him,
hmm,
but he does horrible things.
yes,
And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make her in kind of a more psychotic Alice in Wonderland from, Lewis Carroll's book.
yeah.
Problem with that is that you don't really have the charm or charismatic or flair from that. You just, oh, she's a crazy person.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be getting more into the actual Alice character from comics because I did pick up the um, original run of Batwoman, and I'll be interested to see how they handle Alice on there and compare it. But overall, like all I have to do is compare it, which most people probably who watch the show are comparing it to, is the Joker,
No, see,
and
when I think of Alice, I think of kind of the Mad Hatter
yeah,
and his whole kind of backstory, and him being that he's a more psychotic version of, their version of Alice in Wonderland. His sister's name is Alice, and he kind of just goes nuts trying to,
yeah, and I do have to say, I did love the interesting twist you had with Mouse being able to change his voice, and that Kate and the dad was actually at the house when Alice was there. And Kate
that
was
was
right
super
outside the
interesting.
door. That was so interesting. That pulled me in. Like I couldn't look away. And I just hated that it took half the episode to get to that point.
It seems to be Batwoman's biggest problem is they have a set part or a set design that is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The Batwoman aspect, the whole, like, whatever the villain of the week is, or Like even some of like Kate Kane's, trying to blend into society.
Yeah.
Okay, they seem to have a really interesting part. The only problem is it's so boggled down by all these B plots
Yeah.
that you don't really care about it.
Yeah. And I think what helped after halfway through, the plot lines kind of merged onto one.
Yes, I think, and this is the problem that every show has with its first season, is they're trying to find their footing
Yeah.
of
And
what makes it, great.
yeah, exactly. What would you rate this episode?
This was a hell of a lot better than last week.
Yeah.
Like last week, I think I gave last week's episode a 5.
Yeah.
This is probably about a 6.5 to a 7.
I think I'm gonna 7.5. Um, because that in the just the second half of this whole episode was really strong. I still liked a lot of the Luke Fox stuff. He's one of my favorite characters to this whole
He's
show.
my favorite character, like straight up. I don't care the fact about the sister plot line with finding out that the mother pretty much lied to her. Like, I really don't care about that because unless you have good payoff, it's
Yeah,
just
it's just what it
okay. It's
is.
there. Most of the family knows that Alice is alive.
Yeah, but the
You
Luke
know,
Fox stuff, fantastic. Um,
I
but
don't. I really
anyways,
don't know where they're going to go with Alice. I
yeah,
don't.
I don't know where they're gonna go with Alex, but we're gonna find out. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of tonight's episode. I'm gonna be doing a Supergirl review right after this. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and like always, I will see you in the next one. Later.